Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Krishna Vrati. I run an online advertising and consulting agency called Social Thrive. And in this video, we're going to go over and cover the best niche to start with in the agency space in 2023. Now, yes, it's not quite 2023 yet. We're still like a month or two away from it, but it's almost around the corner. And it's the best time you can start with. Okay, so if you're already looking to start, if you're a beginner or you're looking to switch niches, for example, this video can be super essential to you. Now, to get started, one thing which I want to make clear is this would not be an answer you're expecting out of the video. Okay, the answer you're probably expecting might be like one niche or like 2-3 names which I give you. No, if I give you 2-3 names and if they're working well, there's probably people already doing it. Okay, so you do not need to copycat. Okay, like a lot of these courses and programs pitch you certain niches to target. I would never recommend it. Most of the best agency owners I have spoken to in my agency network as well have their own processes, have their own messaging, have their own niche and the way of targeting. Okay, so do not copy anyone or do not just enter a niche just because XYZ influencer is doing it. Okay, and they're making money out of it. So that's just one thing which I wanted to make clear. Now, to get started, how do you find the best or the perfect niche for you in 2023? Okay, there are 5 things which I'll cover, and whenever you're doing your niche research, if you're able to tick mark all these 5 points, okay, then you probably have a wonderful niche to start off with, and you can just get start and outreach to people in that specific niche and start building your agency or scaling your agency, whatever the case is. Okay, so the number one point is the niche which you are looking at should always fall inside any of these 3 pillars, which is wealth, health, or relationships. Okay, because wealth, health, and relationships are such core 3 elements which are linked to our human behavior and the decisions we make, that it's much easier to work with businesses in these 3 pillars or under these 3 pillars. So for wealth, this could be like you're working with e-commerce brands or real estate companies, solar companies, right? So that comes under the wealth aspect. The health could be more of where you're working with fitness professionals. Okay, you're working with PE trainers, whatever it is. So that comes in health. And another could be relationships. You could be working with marriage counselors to get them customers or clients. You could be working with therapists as well, right? So these are like, mainly I would always recommend you to have your niche under either of these 3 pillars. Okay, number 2 thing which you need to focus on is to have a blue ocean segment. Okay, and what do I mean here? Now, in case you don't already know what is a blue ocean, okay, a blue ocean in terms of like business is referred to a market which does not have a lot of competitors. Okay, it does not have a lot of noise, and you can enter the market, gather a lot of clients, and take a chunk of that pie. Okay, and similarly, a red ocean is where competitors already exist, while you can still take chunk. Okay, but while you can still take like a good chunk of the pie there as well, but you need to find a way to make your offer or messaging unique there, because there's already a lot of noise there, right? One thing which I would say is, while the blue ocean might sound super exciting, the best thing with red ocean, which is not there in blue ocean, is that the services and messagings have already proven to work in that red ocean, because there are people already doing it. So you don't have to be the one testing out and just wasting your time around with a completely new market without even knowing if it's going to make sense or if it's going to work out in future, right? So what I mean here is to have a blue ocean segment rather than a market. Okay, so when you have taken a red ocean, the way you go about picking a blue ocean segment is that pick any market which seems suitable to you. Okay, and then in that, go hyper specific, niche down further. Okay, so a simple example could be, if you're working with e-commerce brands, there's so many agencies working with e-commerce brands. If you're just starting out, it would be super hard for you to get clients because there's already well-established agencies who are working with e-commerce brands and have been getting them results, right? So it will be hard for you to compete with them. So how do you counterpart it? How do you go ahead of that roadblock? Just niche down. In e-commerce, think of companies you can work with. You can work with info product companies like course creators, for example, right? You can work with apparel brands, for example. Okay, you can work with jewelry brands. Okay, so it's about niching down. Similarly, if you're working with like brick and mortar stores for your agency, niche down to like either working with restaurants, for example. Not that I recommend restaurants. I've not personally seen it to work that well, but just niche down to working with one type of client within a broader market. So that's basically blue ocean segment. It's about being hyper specific with the niche and the type of client you're working with, so that when you actually sign them on board as well, and when you're doing outreach, you can craft your messaging and your outreach scripts, okay, your client acquisition process very tailored to that specific client. So it gets easier for you to sign that client, right? Number three is they need to have valuable problems, okay? Because this is so important. For example, there's a lot of people who work with like drop shipping brands, right? It does not work well because you can't make a lot of money, because drop shipping brands already are not making a lot of money, right? So you need to work with clients who have bigger, more valuable problems, because the reason why this is important is how much you can charge hugely depends on the type of client you're working with and the type of problem you're solving, okay? Because you could be charging, like, I know a lot of social media management agencies, and they charge like $300 for, like, let's just say $300 for 30 days of content, okay? And what are they doing? They're just making content like posts for these businesses, right? But on the other hand, I, as an advertising agency, could be charging $2,000 for my services for the same tenure, 30 days, but it's more valuable because I'm solving a much more important problem of the potential clients, which is running ads and getting sales, which is directly linked to the growth of their revenue, right? So that's why I'm able to charge more as compared to a social media management agency. Okay. Another thing could be, for example, like, apart from advertising, we hugely depend on consulting as well as one of our services which we offer. We easily charge 5K for our services with that. Why? Because the knowledge and the systems we're implementing for our clients are so much more valuable than doing like content strategy or content creation or just plain solely running ads, right? So you need to think of ways, and you need to think of bigger problems which you can solve. And obviously, like, if you're just starting out, it's like a graph like this, okay? You start out solving smaller problems, you get validated results, then you start solving bigger problems, okay? That's a normal trajectory. It's okay to start like that. But if you're just starting out, I would still say to focus on solving bigger problems rather than just solving menial tasks which anyone else could do, okay? Have a skill set which cannot be replaced. That's basically it, okay? So number 4 point, hope the number 3 made sense, by the way. Number 3 was a bigger one, but number 4 is a very important one. You need to make sure and you need to ensure that you can provide an ROI on your services in 30 days or less for your clients, okay? The reason this is important is because we are humans with less attention span, with more instant gratification by nature, okay? Even now, people want results quicker. If there is X agency delivering them results in 60 days and there's Y agency delivering them results in 30 days, they would go with the 30 days. If the results is the same, if the desired result is the same, if the time span is reduced, I will always work with an agency who can deliver it to me quicker, right? I do not want to know your process and you're doing 30 days of setup, then your testings for like the next 30 days and then you scale up. No, if you can deliver results to me instantly, I'd be more than happy to work with you, right? So, like, you need to ensure that you can provide an ROI for your clients in less than 30 days. Now, that's obviously something you improve on your skills as well. But even with your messaging, instead of claiming instead of doing big claims for your market, go with smaller claims, but provide them and deliver them quicker. That's an easy way to get clients onboarded for you. Okay, and instead of looking at other agencies, they'll focus on you because you're setting a realistic timeline, and then you're delivering it much quicker than any other agency in the market, right? So that's basically number 4, and that's all you need. Okay, that was the last one. So these are the only 4 elements which you need to run your agency, and to find a niche which is the best suitable for you to scale beyond like 20k, 50k, even 100k per month. Okay, so that's basically it. Hope this made sense to you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to respond. Apart from that, you can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, and I will leave the link to our free Facebook group for agency owners as well below in the description. Definitely join it because I am doing weekly live trainings there, so you do not want to miss out on that exclusive content. Okay, but yeah, have a good day, guys. Hope this made sense. Keep practicing, keep going, keep killing it. Bye bye.